So a husband asked his wife, "Why would God give the wise men a star to guide them?" She replied, "Because God knows men are too proud to ask directions." If there had been 3 wise women instead of 3 wise men, they would have asked for directions, arrived on time, helped deliver the baby, cleaned the stable, made a casserole, and they would have given some practical gifts. So today we solemnly celebrate the feast of the Epiphany of the Lord, and this is the last Sunday of the Christmas season. Now the word Epiphany comes from the Greek word epiphania, meaning revelation or manifestation. So according to the tradition, the Epiphany of the Lord signifies specifically the manifestation of the Christ child to the entire world. The first reading tells us that Christ alone is light to all peoples, to all the world. The Feast of the Epiphany is based on one of the most enigmatic stories in the New Testament, of the visit of the Magi or wise men shortly after the birth of Jesus, reported in the Gospel of Matthew. So Magi from the east came to Jerusalem and asked, "Where is the one who has been born King of the Jews? We saw his star in the east and have come to worship him." I remember my philosophy professor always telling us this story, using his finger to point. Now, for example, look at the star. He would tell us, but you don't look at the tip of his finger. But you have to look where the finger is pointing to. So where's the star? Not on the tip of my finger, but rather, look at there. So the Magi followed where the star was pointing at, and it led them to Bethlehem. There they found the Christ child, did him homage, and presented him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. The Magi represent us, the non-Jewish world. Their arrival on the scene shows that the Savior born in Bethlehem comes not just for one people, but for all peoples, all races, of all times and places. And we joyfully proclaim, "Lord, all the nations will adore you." Today, we can ask for the grace that we might have an epiphany, that a light will go on, and that we will be filled with a sense of being gifted with the abundance of a deep mystery. The way Paul uses the word in the second reading, a mystery, is something like the plot a playwright has in his or her mind. When the curtain opens, the mystery of the story is revealed for all of us to see it played out. So today, the mystery of God's love for us is revealed in the image of the child, born for us, born to be one of us, and born in poverty and powerlessness with us. We could say, God is with us, is one of us, is with me in my darkest moments, over and over, but it won't sink in. But if we contemplate that baby and all that simplicity and vulnerability means, we can become deeply moved by a profound appreciation of this gift. We can kneel before him today in our own way of expressing our reverence and awe for the holy ground on which we find ourselves. We can offer him gifts which recognize that we are in the presence of the God who made us and the friend who died to save us from the power of sin and death. So might we offer our simple prayer of gratitude today? Might we rest a while savoring who we are when we realize what God has done for us in Jesus? We don't have to stop and apologize for not having fully seen it before. We just need to let it soak in now. And this week, when we read about how this child became the healer, the calmer of storms, the feeder of crowds, and the one who brings good news to the poor, then we can continue to grow in appreciation and gratitude all week. And the more our heart can be set on fire with this love, the more we can imagine being a light for others, sharing this wondrous light with others. 20 centuries have gone by since that first adoration of the Magi, and this long procession of the Gentile world still continues to make its way to Christ. Through this feast of the Epiphany of the Lord, the Church proclaims the manifestation of Jesus to all mankind of all times, with no distinction of race or nation. The Epiphany of the Lord is the feast of faith and of the apostolate of faith. It is a feast of our seeking and recognizing Jesus and coming to Him and worshiping Him at this Mass with the gold of our love, the myrrh of our humility, and the frankincense of our adoration. It is also the feast of God's challenge to each one of us so that the entire world may be incorporated into the people of God. It reminds us, therefore, that we should use every available means to bring our friends, relatives, and colleagues close to Jesus. Lord, all the nations will adore you.